Mic test. Okay, we're live now, everyone. How is everybody doing? Hopefully, you will have a good weekend this weekend. I actually went live yesterday, thinking that it was already a Saturday, but I just checked the dates, and it was still a Friday. Well, it's Saturday now, in my country, but yesterday I thought it was a Saturday, so I went live, unknowingly so. Anyways, just give me a sec, guys. I just need to drink some water. Okay, I am back. So I figured out how to set up my stream that I don't need my third monitor already. I don't need it anymore, is what I mean. So today we were just gonna be finishing uh the manga pages I did this week. This one. This one's already done. I just need the dialogue and maybe a couple of um things in the background. I could probably do better with this, but I think it's good enough for me to produce. I don't know. I will edit it a little bit later. Okay. This too. This one's not finished yet, so we might focus our attention once on this page once I actually finish laying out everything here. So this page is well, there's two pages that explains this. This page in particular, page 21 and 22 of my manga will explain the power system, which involves these runes. Um, Yeah, so it's gonna be explained, which I'll explain a little later. Once I get to that. But yeah, there are levels to this. There are levels to this because this is just the first level of the runes. This unrefined rune coins. You're gonna review our art today as well. Well, I don't. We could do that. Yeah, we could definitely do that. But there's no submissions on the page anymore, and I haven't really called people to submit yet. I usually do that once a week, and I dedicate the rest of the days, for streaming on just drawing the mangas. But we could do that if you want. There's no submissions. I'd rather have multiple drawings to review. You know, but if you'll submit, I'll review yours. But okay. In the meantime, though, let's just pick up where I left off here, which is this drawing. Did I lose the sketch? Oh no, the sketch is over here. That's the sketch. It's like binding the runes. Okay. Let's just turn everything off so it's a lot clearer to see. This week, after these pages, I'm gonna be a little bit more busy with work. I actually don't have much work, but I'll be busy with other things this week. I'm not sure if I'm able to um finish uh pages this week for my own manga, right? But I'll try anyway. And also, by the way, today I got I got some of my paintings printed. It's been a while. All right, I'll submit. Let me open up my PC. Cool, man. I'll submit them later. Okay, I just want to finish this drawing first and lay out a couple of things, and then halfway through the stream, I'm gonna review it. Next week, I might move the stream time to another hour, a later date. So I usually stream around 9 p.m., which is 9 p.m. in my time. So I might move it to, let's say, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. because I want to invite a mate of mine who's really good at reviewing paintings. So, but he's only available during those times. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how to organize that yet. I'm actually kind of worried about this thing because I this story I'm worried a little bit. Okay, 'cause the reason why is this story doesn't really the first chapter doesn't really tell you what the story is about. It sets up the world though, and I think that's important. The second chapter tells you the what the story is about the journeying around the world, finishing up contracts to get out of the barrier. It all makes sense once I actually finish this up. At the moment, it might just sounds like I'm talking out of like nonsense. What barrier? I think his head is too big. Yeah, definitely too big of a head. We can fix that by moving this girl. Right, like that. And then just making his body a little bit bigger. He's in the foreground anyway. There you go. So much better, right? Small adjustment, big difference. That should be a t-shirt. Line work's a bit dirty here. It's okay though. Let's see if that actually closes it. It does for this. All right, let's do this girl. Mm. A bit reminiscing about my time in Japan at the moment. Random laughter. I'm not sure if you heard that. Weird, right? Had such a good time though. Uh, that finger looks weird. Maybe it's a bit foreshortened, so it is shorter than normal. I'll just leave it like that. It looks okay. It's like biting the rune. Hmm. That looks good. See if this works. It does. All right, let's color this black. There you go. Let's add some hatching lines in the black parts as well as the white parts. I got some requests from some of my friends who also watches the stream, that I should make a stream where I draw something from sketch to finish. Because I have done that in the past, but I know I don't do it as much because the things that I stream are commission page and artwork that I need to finish really quickly. So I do a lot of the work during my work week. So next week, or maybe even tomorrow. No, you know what? Let's do it next week. We are going to do exactly that. Uh, I'm gonna draw because I think it's helpful to beginners to see how my brain works. Maybe I don't know, and how I start a painting. So let's do that next week because this week I'm just finishing up commission work as well as my own drawings. This is already way past the beginning stage, right? This is like I'm almost done with this page. So and I don't want to uh stop drawing this right now because I need to finish this before Monday. So I'll plan something for next week. I don't know what it is going what's I don't know how or what it's gonna be just yet. But let's do something where we actually start a drawing from a sketch and with a blank canvas. And one day, one of my goals is to art stream something traditional because I haven't done that in a while. And honestly, I'm kind of scared. Okay, this should be done. This part. Let's just do some quick hatching lines here. And let's do a bit thicker lines here. What I like to do with black and white line art is emphasize the outline a bit more with thicker lines like that. Not everything, right? But just more of the outline, the character, as well as um overlapping clothing like this, like the sleeve here is meeting up with the pants here. So I like to, make that thick too. Yeah, something like that. Same with the old man. There you go. It's a little bit rush. It's again, I'm trying to finish this before Monday. And well, it's not just Monday, I wanna finish this and actually take a break for a bit. Um, I don't want to do too much work tomorrow. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to add some grays, yeah, with this, not just half tones, because I'm not really getting the type of look that I want with just half tones. It's really difficult. Um, I'll probably have an easier time with Clip Studio because they have gradient halftones there. But I don't wanna, I don't wanna draw in Clip Studio, man. Photoshop is my thing. Okay, this should be done. Bring that up. A little bit of gray there. Oh, you know what? Her eyes. I totally forgot. Could make her look here. Yeah, let's make her look here because he's explaining something and she's paying attention while biting the coin, right? Mm, maybe that looks good, right? Yeah. Uh, maybe thicker here. Looks good to me. Okay, let's just start with that. This is shading, okay? I'll add some details like this. Hmm, that looks good. Did I miss something? I don't think I did. All right, should be good enough. Let's not darken that. I'm gonna delete the sketch. Should I delete the sketch? No, I'll just leave the sketch. Okay. Now we got an overlapping um panel here. I kind of want to add Aki in the background, but I feel like he's just going to be covered by the dialogue that's going to be here later. I'll think about it. We can always add them later when there's space. Okay. I'll just leave them like that, even though they're darker. All right. That looks good. I'm gonna keep it. Now for the background, you know how I do it. Hey man, Soul X official, what's up? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Seems like you're the only one here, another person. Yeah, man, stream's a bit quiet at the moment. Probably because it's the weekend, everybody's outside. I don't know, or maybe because I'm not that popular. That could be it too. No, I'm not complaining. I'm just enjoying it. Can I say something about why you think this will be the next big manga? Oh man, you gotta believe in yourself, and I think the story is good. Mm, And I'm the guy who wrote it, so I'm a bit biased there. Okay, but why wouldn't it be the next manga, big manga? Am I right? Joking aside, though, it's just about believing yourself. Really, it's more like a self affirmation. I don't know. Maybe you find that a bit corny. I find it a bit corny a little bit, at least. Your art deserves more recognition. Not gonna lie. Hey, thanks. In due time, I think. Right, in due time, we'll get there. And plus, I'm just having fun. Really, I'm not after any form of fame or recognition. This to me is like it's so fun for me. What's the most important lesson you know about you lesson about art you've learned after years of drawing? Just take it slow. Some people just want to rush to the finish line. I'm certainly guilty of that, and I'll be honest, I'm a bit guilty of that too. But once you try to pace yourself, draw a little bit slower, I find that excuse me, I find that my artwork is better too. Just be patient, learn one thing at a time. It's not a race. I guess that would be like the most important thing I've learned. And it's really just about studying. If you like studying, then art's for you. But if you don't, then you're gonna have a hard time. Oh no. Can I still control Z the thing? Come on. Yes. Made a mistake there. Why do we have to draw slow? Like I'm reading this Tenten Anatomy book right now, and people are starting to not like me because I'm starting to go pro beyond what they are usually used to with me. Not only I'm reading, I'm 150 pages in, and it's hard grind, and every page it takes longer and longer. You will, you know, you'll always get haters. There's no shortage of haters, just ignore them, man. It's totally fine. When what I mean by taking it slow is not exactly like you're drawing slowly, but what I mean is that your lines, your pace is more deliberate than rushed. That makes sense? I'll demonstrate it in a little bit, okay? So before I used to draw like this. Right, so let's just draw a quick head. I'm not even gonna try to make this look good. Quick head. This is the pace I would usually go with my sketches. Let's just give him a funny face. And I'm really trying to make this look good and also draw quickly at the same time. There you go. Right? He looks a bit crazy. But if I do that again, but this time a bit more deliberate, and notice I'm not drawing slow, slower, but I'm about a lot more deliberate with the with my lines, right? And I'm not rushing it. I'm not trying to get to the finish line right away. Sorry, guys, my son is here. He's a bit noisy, but you know what I mean, right? Just pace yourself. Don't rush your lines. And I think I see a lot of beginner artists do that. Just rush their lines instead of being a lot more deliberate, right? Does that make sense? Just be more deliberate. Is what I'm trying to say. You did read and drew along with the professional guidebook, right? Oh, and so you're saying I should be more intentional with my lines? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just don't rush to the finish line. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure what guidebook you're talking about. There are a lot of guidebooks out there. For me, I'm self-taught. For the most part, I'm self-taught. So I wouldn't know about all these books that exist out there. But there are some different schools that school of thought is what I'm trying to say that I go by. Like one of my biggest inspiration is Feng Zhu, and he's been an influence to me for a while now. Wait a minute, is that the same color? No, it says slightly different. It's fine. Before I was just guessing, I'm trying to move from guessing to knowing. Therefore, I'm sure my anatomy is correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how you should do it. Uh, you should understand what you're drawing instead of just guessing. The what I call it in my videos is the why part and the what part of drawing. Keep forgetting where my layers are. And the what part is kind of like um well, there's a difference between how to draw, asking how to draw something, like how to draw a hand. For example, let's just use the hand stick on the first thing that came to my mind, right? Versus what the hand is made out of. Asking that those two questions is different. So it's really easy to learn how to draw the hand, but to be able to draw a hand really consistently, you need to know what the hand is made out of first. And once you do that, it takes away a lot of the guessing game. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because a lot of artists teach to just draw, just keep drawing, But I don't think that's well. That's partly good advice. I would say it's an okay advice, but you should also draw and learn at the same time. That really is the key. Don't just draw random things for the sake of just drawing something. I need to learn most of it since I'm going to be a nurse soon. I might as well master anatomy. Haha, that's a funny one. Yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely, they'll definitely help, I suppose. And congratulations on being a nurse. Can I ask you a personal question though? Would you rather be a nurse or something else at them right now? Sorry if that's a bit personal. You don't have to answer that. Oh no, I drew that thing on the wrong layer again. New mistake. Yeah. Thanks for reassuring me. I always draw with the purpose of learning. Yeah. I mean, you should do that with everything, right? Not just drawing. Everything should be deliberate. I'm not a nurse yet. My dad my bad. I'm only in 12th grader. Oh, okay. To tell you the truth, I didn't even graduate high school, man. And right now, I'm leaving my dream job of, being an artist. I do this full time, by the way. Okay. Should be good. Like that. Let's make this darker. Whoops. Actually, this is fine. Let's make this lighter. For real, brother Jingo, they say I'm Filipino prodigy. What makes them say that? The backgrounds are so simple. I make them simple when it's just like this. I mean, they're just indoors, right? The background is not really important. Well, it's not important for me to draw something detailed, right? But when I'm drawing something, do I have an example? I don't. I don't have an example. Something like this, a bit more deliberate. I actually don't like this background yet. I'm gonna edit this later, but it's supposed to be dark, so I'm adding a lot of gray tones here. Gray, well, not gray tones, like screen tones. I'm just gonna leave that white. Holy peak, okay. No, I wouldn't say that was good because even I'm not happy with it. I need to edit it quite a bit. But you don't need to be detailed with your background if it's not really important to the scene. I mean, some mangakas does that, and it's really great. Anyway, but for me, I find it to be I just want to move the story forward and not waste my time drawing the backgrounds when it's just an afterthought anyway. An afterthought for the scene, I mean. I'm not saying that backgrounds are afterthoughts. Okay, this one's almost done. I'm gonna jump to another page very soon. And then later on we'll create dialogues for them. Elias, hey man, welcome to the stream. It's not no. Well, here's the thing. Here's the secret. Okay, if you haven't watched my video, it is not much because I already have pre-drawn them here. So for example, I'm not sure if you were here when I was doing them, but I already drawn the details for the background ahead of time, and I just copy paste them. Really, it's not. I mean, anybody can copy paste, right? Like this screen here, it's really just this screen over here. This drawer is something that I've already drawn. Where is it? Here, right? And I have like props, bottles, books, kitchen stuff, shelves, planks, things like that. So what I do is I just copy paste them to the background. All right, so let's move on to a different page now. You can reuse it. Yeah, you can reuse them. And the beauty about modular backgrounds is that you can construct them and make something unique from nothing. Okay, let's move on to this. This is almost done. I just wanted to have it be more unique with this pattern that I made. But it's a bit dirty at the moment. We're just gonna clean this up. I actually just copy pasted this pattern from a different artwork that I made, and just to save some time to create more of a unique uh, panel. Whoops. So just because the power system is being explained in this page, I want the page to be a bit more unique. Interesting. I should try that in the future. Yeah, man, you should watch my video about how I made it. Right? Hey, what's up? Encroach, welcome to the stream, man. Ooh, people coming in. Wait, so if you're self-taught like me, but you didn't spend time on reading books or art, I have read books, but that's not where I primarily learned how to draw. Um, I learned from taking the long road by actually trying and failing it and learning those things myself. Because I grew up in the early 2000s, oh 90s, right? Late 90s, let's say late 90s and early 2000s. And there wasn't really much resources for artists back then. So you gotta like do them, especially in my place, right? I grew up in the middle of nowhere in a small village. Well, a small city, and that's not village. Tiny city in the Philippines. So that's how I learned. And also, my dad was an artist. I learned from him too. Thank you. You can study without reading books. I'm not really the book guy. I read like one art book, right, about drawing. So, would you advise me to keep doing what I'm doing? Yeah, of course. I mean, there's not one school of art. If you're learning how to draw through reading, that's totally fine, man. What I would do, right? If I were you, and if you don't like to read stuff, which I don't like to read stuff, I would just go get your sketch pad, like a small one. Go get your sketch pad, then go outside, draw everything that you see. Drawing from life is probably the best and the fastest way you can draw outside of reading about the fundamentals, because it's already there, right? The fundamentals, if you draw something in real life, every single fundamentals is already there, and all you gotta do is just observe that. So I think that's more fun for me, because a lot of people are thrown off with the fundamentals since they are very boring. I'm gonna say they're very boring to teach and to learn. You draw like 100 circles, 100 cubes, things like that. So your video on Kurokawa manga contest, great video by the way. Made me subscribe to your channel. Hey, thanks, man. I'm glad you liked it. I thought that video was gonna flop actually, because it has nothing to do with, like, teaching art. It's more like a story video. But apparently it got a fair amount of views, and it's still early to say. So I'm quite happy with that people are interested in that stuff. I have a few more of those videos coming your way. So yeah, I'm gonna mix it up. I do have a Discord server. You can join it. I'll send the link and pin it on the chat. Just give me a sec. Let's pin that. It's really small right now, and it's not very active, to be honest. I'm the only guy who's active there. So I don't know if that's worth it to join, but you can reach me there if you want. I'm gonna abandon this scrolling thing in favor of this thing. I actually don't like it, right? It looks too busy now. Maybe if I do this, put that there. That looks better. That definitely looks better, I think. What if we make it bigger and maybe do that? Other side? I think that looks better. Okay, we're gonna do that. I'm not sure. What if we make that bigger? Speedster animation. Hey man, been a while. Hey. Let's go. Yeah, man. Feel free to join. Just be nice. Interact with everybody else. Okay, I think this is too much. I'm gonna delete the upper part of that, and I'm gonna bring back the scrolling thing because it feels like it's missing something. Scrolls here and scrolls here. Okay, like that. That looks good. I'm also gonna abuse the fact that I can use pre-made things and just copy and paste them in art. Thanks. Hey, no worries, man. Feel free to steal that trick. But yeah, you should watch my video about it. Just to self promote my stuff. I'm pretty sure that idea is not original to me too. You're adding flow. Yeah, I'm sort of adding flow. It's like a connective tissue between panel to panel, right? Um, Something like that. So I'm thinking of maybe a scroll, a rundown scroll. Is it gonna be covered? No. The main idea is new to me. Well, I'm glad I was the one who brought the idea then. But I just don't want to take credit for something that I didn't, come up with. Just to let you know. I can't wait to add the um, dialogue here, because the dialogue will add so much more character to the page. I can just imagine it. Kuya Jingo, Kuya Jingo. What are some of the tricks I could use to help me speed up my workflow and make it higher quality? Actually, the trick to that's a good question. Because I just said that you should space yourself with drawing. So, well, speed comes with time, right? The more you're familiar with the lines, the quicker you can draw. Right? I mean, you saw me draw these scrolls right with one stroke, and those things will make you quicker. Uh, but yeah, that like that background trick that's gonna make you fast too, and maybe use a clipping mask. I'll show you what I mean. I think you've already seen me use that trick too. It makes a lot of things quicker. And shortcuts. I customize my keybinds to make everything quicker. Instead of right clicking and clicking everywhere, I just press a key and that's it. Right? Yeah, repetition. It'll make you better and faster. Faster is not the goal. Drawing quickly will come over time. Focus on quality first. Focus on your learning. Did I just put that in one layer? Okay, never mind. I did put that in one layer. Hmm. Oh no, did I merge that? Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna cut this. And to your question, I just thought of it. I think the biggest contribution to me drawing, or not necessarily drawing quickly, but I'm able to finish pages really quickly because of a what I call a drawing pipeline, right? So you compartmentalize your process each day of the week. So for example, for me, I usually take Mondays off, right? I don't draw on Mondays just to avoid any. any burnout. And then Tuesday, that's my layout. That's my storyboarding days. I don't do anything else besides storyboard my pages on a Tuesday. So that means sketching, coming up with references, reading or writing a script, rewriting a script, things like that, right? I don't really start drawing anything serious on a Tuesday. But once I have something solid on a Tuesday, which usually takes me around 2 or 3 hours or so of work, on a Wednesday, I then clean those sketches. I then make those storyboard into an actual page, right? So that's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That usually takes up a lot of time cleaning pages. And then around Friday and Saturday, I start laying out my layers. So what I mean by that is, as you can see, I have my layers here. This is a typical page, for example. I have my foreground layers, which is the characters, and I have my background layers, right? So I set that up on a Saturday with all pages. That doesn't take too much time. That probably takes me around 30 minutes to an hour or so. But on a Saturday, I also like to uh what you call it, semi render, quote unquote, semi render the pages, which is just means adding gray tones to my to the painting, like these things, like what I'm doing right now. And of course, dialogue's pretty easy. It takes like 30 minutes to do dialogues, right? I usually do dialogue on a separate app, an Adobe Illustrator, because my computer just lags when I use, or maybe not on my computer, but my Photoshop lags when I use the text feature. But in Illustrator, it's really quick, so I can just copy paste dialogue really quickly. Which, if I have time, I'll do dialogue later. So that's my Saturday. Then Sunday, that's all about revisions and just finishing cleaning out all the things that I missed, and then that's pretty much it. So do having a work pipeline like that, like what I have, is really important if you want to draw faster. Well, not draw faster, but finish things faster. It is one of the reasons why I am able to carry a lot of clients at the same time by myself. Um, because I just make sure that okay, on Tuesday I finish this much work. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday line work. Saturday is laying out. Sunday is revisions. Then that's it. And then I take my Mondays off. Hopefully that helps. I was thinking of buying like those bottom things for my things. Oh yeah. What are you saying, man? Faster doesn't really mean it's going to be good, but faster in terms of like sketches of line work, that's where it is. Compartmentalizing, like scheduling. Yeah, yes, like exactly. Like schedule your stuff. Schedule the things that you have to do on a weekly basis. Semi-rounding, gray tones, and values. Yes, exactly. So far, my next big illustrations, I could try to draw a thumbnail, for example, Monday, and then Tuesday it's for the line art. Yeah, that'll be up to you. That I just told you my process. The way you draw is probably different than the way I draw. So that's gonna be up to you. How do you part compartmentalize those things? Jeez, that's a really long word. Part compartmentalize. Where was I? Did I already? No. Okay. Let's do that. That's actually good. Yeah, that's how I do it anyway. When I was starting out with this job, I kind of struggle a lot with the backgrounds, and that took a longer time to finish than the character stuff. And um I thought about that this trick, right, of just copy pasting background. But besides that, because I was struggling a lot with the drawings, I needed to finish around, I think, 5 pages, around 30 panels on average every week back then when I was starting. That was grueling for me, man. It was absolutely, it was destroying me. And I didn't drew that well back then too. But I didn't complain. I just pushed through it, learned from it, and eventually I was hoping to better myself. And I think I did. Okay, this should be good. All right. Let's see if this works. If it looks good. Boom, boom. I'm not sure if I like it. Okay, I think what we can do, save that, and then move this thing. Move it a little bit right around there. And this thing, make it smaller. Yeah. This, I'm going to put this in front of the character. Like that. Right? Looks good. We can even add one more over here. Make that a bit thinner so it doesn't look like I just copy pasted it. And let's make that darker too. Oh yeah. Whoops. There you go. Negative space adjusting. Yeah, yeah. Just play around with it. No need to I really like this page now. Let's push it a bit further. Now I'm just showing off, really. Okay, so now there should be a white outline. There it is. And I'm just gonna erase the outline that's overlapping with the panel. I don't want that. And I'm gonna create another outline. So as if this thing is cutting through the panel. Like that. Right? What did it just do? Wait, I'll finish this first and I'll show you what I did, okay? But basically, it just allowed me to create a white outline very quickly. See that? Okay, so what I did was, so I this layer here, did you see the layer that's named X? That's where all my character stuff, okay? That's where my character stuff is. So what I want here is to create a white outline so that they pop out a lot more, especially the ones that are outside of the panel, the boots, the coins, things like that. I want them to pop a lot more, okay? So what I did was duplicate this. I have the um, duplicate layer option as control 1. But let's just say, let's right click on the X layer and there should be a duplicate group here, which will do the same thing. Okay, I then merge this, right click, and then there should be a merge option. See if I can find it. Wait, I think it's too low. Where's the merge option? There it is. Merge group. And then that basically um turns this into just one layer, right? That specific group to just one layer. So now there's two layers of the same thing going on. And I press Control U, which is the hue and saturation option, which should be in the image. And then where's the thing? Was it image or is it edit? Image and then adjustment, hue and saturation right there, which is Control U on my keyboard. Then I just like brighten up the lightness into the complete white. So there now it's just white, right? If I put a black uh, layer here below behind that, you'll see that the group that we just merged is now just completely white. So if you press Control and click on the layer, the white layer now, it's gonna select all of the white layers, right? You see, it has these dotted lines around it. It means that it's now selected. See this thing? Now, if I press letter M or the select tool here, which is the square, whatever, and if I right click, oops, you have to select the layer. Right click and stroke, 11 pixels wide, and you click OK. It's gonna create that extra line outside of the white layer, right? And so if you put that behind, let's just delete the black layer. If we put that behind this white thing, the white layer that we just created, put that behind the layer that where we originally got it from. It's gonna create now this white. I'll make a video about this. Okay, this is totally not the way you explain. I'm not good at explaining it when uh like live like this. I usually draw a script for my videos so that I can properly and clearly demonstrate what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think this should be it. I kind of like that black background thing going on here. I think it totally works. Just delete the white stuff on the side. Understand? Don't worry. So what you did was duplicate hue, white, select, stroke, and boom, cool. Yeah, exactly. That's about the gist of it. I think I'm gonna leave this with a black background instead, and put that there. Yeah, it looks so much better. Maybe let's add some texture. I don't know what this is gonna look like. Whoops. No, maybe here. Black looks so good. Yeah, it does look good. Um, there's something there, right? I think I kind of like it with the breaking of the darkness thing. It makes the character pop top more. Yeah, it does. I think I'm just gonna leave it all black for now because I do like the black. All right, let's just leave it like that. Oops, there's still more white stuff here. White stuff. The black. It's kind of sounding kind of kinky, eh? Not that kind of stream, guys. This panel is such a mood. Not gonna lie. Well, it's supposed to be explaining the rune thing. So this guy is explaining it to this girl that if you put, for example, a rune of endurance to any items, it's gonna make it more durable. So if you put a rune of endurance in this pot, it's gonna make it less prone to breaking. Then this thing here with this with the three lines is rune of acceleration, which only works if you put it on things like boots and gloves, for example, and makes you move faster. There are also runes of combustions, which explodes. Runes of fire, which it's self-explanatory. And he also explains where it's where to get it and how rare it is. And so this basically explains my power system. It looked like it was creating a gradient and flow with the brush. Yeah, I was that was the goal, but I think I'm just gonna leave it black. Kind of like it. All right, this plan is complete now, except for the dialogue, which I'll add at the very end. What's your opinion on using 3D for poses? Is it bad or considered ethically wrong for art growth with even you're working? Dude, I don't really care. Just use it. It's okay. Totally okay. Ethically wrong according to who? I think the only way you can make unethical art is if you don't, if you're not honest about it. For example, I have traced artworks before. Yeah, it's one of the things that you have to try out when you're learning, right? And if I post that artwork and I say it's totally mine, then that's unethical. But if you trace an artwork and it's absolutely beautiful, let's just say you trace Mika Pikazo's artwork. Actually, let's try Guwei's artwork. I'm gonna show you a little bit, okay? Okay, so let's try Guwei's art book. Absolutely gorgeous artist, by the way. Gorgeous art by this artist. One of my favorite art. Let's just say you trace this, right, and the painting ends up being better than the original, and you post it. As long as you're honest about the trace, then it's totally ethical. No problem with that at all. The unethical part is when it comes to the dishonesty of what you're doing. So it's fine if you want to use 3D characters. Absolutely fine. No problem with that. As long as you're honest about it. You're not gonna go and say, "Oh, I'm totally a master of anatomy," and then it turns out you're just tracing 3D anatomies. That's the unethical part, and I believe that's where most tracers really fail at um, looking at this from an ethical standpoint, because they think that tracing is unethical, and then so they lie about tracing. And I don't think, and I believe it's not unethical to trace. It's unethical to lie about the trace. Does that make sense, guys? I mean, I watched a lot of cat and chat videos back in the day, and I found that the backlash for these artists, because cat and chat exposes a lot of like art thieves, right? And the backlash mostly comes from the dishonesty of the art thievery stuff, right? It's the dishonesty. It's not the fact that they traced. It's not the fact that they used AI or 3D models. It's the fact that they claim that they didn't. That's where really that's the thing that will ruin your career as an artist if you're dishonest about it. Encroach me for makeup episode mentioned. um, it's similar debate to tracing. It is. But again, like I said, it's nothing wrong with tracing. Makes sense for me, definitely. Got it. Yeah, Guiz is my favorite. Yeah, he's actually my favorite. Um, he's my favorite artist of all time. Well, no, I mean not all time. Who would be my favorite artist of all time? It has to be JC Linedecker. Yeah, I just love the way he colors and paint traditionally. But my favorite artist in modern times is probably Guiz. Yeah, I have his I have one of his art book. I just saw it, and it's posted on my wall right here. Let me just show you. See that? Those are my two favorite artists. That's Kamomi Shirahama from WeChat Atelier, and that's Guiz over there. All right, let's go back to the drawing. Enough of my hair. Got it. Thanks for the answer, Jingo. Hey, no worries, man. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, you will always find artists that are will disagree with that, because there are always gonna be purists, and that's totally okay. There are different school. Here's the thing. Okay, the problem with the art industry at the moment, or just art in general, is because the word art is highly undefined. Okay, everybody has their own thing with what art is. So that's how, like, AI, quote unquote, AI artists get away with calling themselves artists, because that word art is highly undefined. people have different definition and they can't agree to what it is. Some purists will even say that contemporary art is not art, and it's stupid, you know. And then contemporary artists will say, no, it's totally art. You just don't get it. Stuff like that. So there, even within the art community, there is a lot of disagreements and issues. And that again, that going back to the AI artists, that's how they can go around what what's art and shit. Um, Personally, I don't have no problem calling AI prompters artists. I don't give a shit. You know, call yourself that. I don't care. Doesn't mean you are, but I'll happily just call yourself that. It's not a problem for me. It's not even an issue. It's just a freaking title. But again, it's because it's undefined. Mm. Nice hair. Shut up, man. I need to get a haircut too. It's getting thick. It doesn't look good in front of the camera. You know, when I make my videos. What the hell is this? Oh. I think I have a pattern for her here. No, not that one. One? That looks nice. And that's okay. I'll just leave it like that. Hello, Master. Don't call me Master, man. But welcome to the stream, though. Dude, they're so cute. Thanks. Well, this is a party celebration. You know, the random things are just happening. You know, they're celebrating, they're drinking. She's getting chased by this person here who has a crush on her, and she's like, "Okay, hide me." They're eating stuff. It's just random montage of what they're doing. I think I need a little bit more lighter tone here with the background because there is gonna be some light. So let's just add some white into it. Where's my textured brush? This one. We're gonna add a little bit of white in between the darker bits, like that. Maybe erase this part just to emphasize her ears. Whoops. Because it's nighttime here in this setting. I just appeared randomly earlier, so hello for me as well. Hey, nah, I totally got you. Found you yesterday. Ah, new viewer. Welcome to the channel, man. Have fun. Well, my streams are just supposed to provide an outlet for my community to talk to me. Learned quite a bit about you and your art. Thanks, Jingo. Hey, you're welcome, man. Anytime. So I'm thinking of adding a house here in the background. So let's find an Asian house. This one looks good. This is supposed to be a school, but you know it's adequate enough for me to be able to put that there. Right there, maybe. Okay. That looks good. And let's put that house again here, but smaller. All right. Hmm. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. This one's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it like this. Maybe I'll add some silhouette in the background. Well, people standing. I have a brush for that too. Again, I cheat a lot. Okay. See, it's totally fine, right? I'm cheating my drawing with brushes, but it's totally fine as long as I'm honest about it. I'm not being dishonest here. Where's my brush? Uh, and another thing, the reason why I cheat with these stuff is because these are productions. It's not like I can take my time with this, like any other art, right? So I kind of treat this as a product, and so a product has to be released at a certain point, and so I give myself deadlines, and I gotta meet those deadlines. And so think there are things that I have to skip. I have to cheat a little bit, like brushes and those background packs that you've seen earlier, just to make things faster. Where am I? Where my silhouette? There it is. Sorry, they're kind of creepy. No, 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 no. They don't look good. They look creepy. Um, I don't know, guys. I don't like it. I don't like it. It looks too empty, but at the same time, I know a lot of this will be covered in dialogue. So okay, fine. You know what? Fine. I'm just gonna add the thing anyway. This thing. You win. Do you normally name my layers? I named my more important layers. Like the line art, the mask, the shadows, things like that. I name them, but I don't name everything. Okay, that looks good. Now it doesn't look too empty. Yeah, keep it focus on the character up front. Yeah, Master, I want to share some of my art from Instagram. Should I share the link to account or image only? You can send it on my Discord. The link is pinned on the chat right there. Okay. I'm not gonna detail the background here. It's just noise, so that it doesn't look too empty. And that's the only page I'm gonna have that in. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, that's the only panel that I'm gonna have the background. Okay. Well, I kind of like it now because it's sort of clear what's happening where they're just partying. Move on to another page. Did I do? Okay, this one I haven't done. If you have something to share, just share it on Discord, and I'll review it on stream if you want. So what's happening here is that during the party, the mayor who's here is giving a toast and is thanking our main character here for making life during the winter easier. Right, she carried a lot of stuff from another town to supply the village with food and just overall winter needs. So that's what's currently happening. She's kind of embarrassed about it. And then here's a toast. We see her friends here too, right? The very distinct hair. She's a cute little girl. That sounds weird, man. She's not a little girl though. She's like 20, but she is kind of smaller on the smaller side, but definitely not a girl. She starts off like a girl. I'll show you some of my early pages. Um, Here they are. So this is the very first page of my manga. Well, the very first page now, but this is not the first page that I created. But I kind of rewrote my story, and because all right, so the original story started in the middle of the entirety of my of the arc. So I felt like it didn't really answer a lot of things, and I was rushing to answer like why this world is the way it is. And so I was thinking, okay, I'm just gonna use this story as a one shot, and I'm gonna start over again from the very beginning and slowly explain things along the way. So now we're starting with like her origin story. Well, this is not really her origin story. It's her origin story and how she became the way she is. Right? Dramatic start. Yeah, there's no dialogue here. But it's a bit of a mysterious thing, why she's walking in the forest with like this, and we drift off here when she collapses. And can you give me a sec? Hold on. I thought I had this on loop. I'm gonna mute my music. It's kind of disturbing me. So she collapses while she's walking, and this old man finds her in the farm, and she kind of has that trip, like a dream trip, just tripping over here, and she sees something, right? Like obviously she looks back, and we see her eyes kind of wide as if she's looking at something epic, and then we see it right here, right? This is a dream sequence, so it's kind of different here, and we see like these people fighting this thing here, and I really love this page, by the way. Oh, what's going on? Why is it zooming in and out? And so she sees this thing and this woman telling her to find her beyond the walls. It's very vague, again, very vague. And then she wakes up in this house. She's all bandaged up. There is a missing page here though, because I was thinking that this thing she has on her hand, the thing, the her hands and her feet, is they're seals, right? So they can't be removed. So there's this missing page here where I explain that. I haven't drawn that girl. Is she a fox girl? Well, you just call her a fox girl. It's fine. But her ears are supposed to be like lynx like, like the cat. But yeah, it's fox girl. It's no difference to me. So yeah, she wakes up and she finds herself being treated. Now she does have super healing. She has a healing factor. But oh, I forgot to draw her bandage here on the 1, 2, 3, 4 fourth panel. So you're gonna publish this on some sites. I may publish chapter one on a site once it's finished. But yeah. So she wakes up and she's being made some stew. We meet the second character because there's two protagonists here. I'm kind of thinking of something along the lines of Full Metal Alchemist, where there's two protagonists, Al and Ed. So we meet them here. They're quite young at this point, and so yeah, she's being taught how to eat, and just normal stuff. And yes, this is where the old man realizes that her wounds have healed and left no scars, as if she has a healing factor. So this is like a slow reveal of her one of her powers, and I kind of want the reveal to be a bit slow why she's this way. Okay, but I have it written down already. And then this is just trying to live a normal life within the village. She has a different hairstyle now. It's all like flown down here, and she ties this up here. Now she's wearing a kimono appropriate to the place. And this is another demonstration of her power. She lifts something heavy casually. Yeah, everybody's clapping here in the background, right? There's kids here, and everybody's accepting right of her in this village and playing with the kids. And then this is a time skip. This is a time skip. It's been years since she arrived in the village, and she's just trying to make things easier because she has some super strength. It's easier for her to fish big fish or lift heavy objects. And she's picking up Aki, who's a bit grown up now. That kid who took her hand earlier. Oh hi, baby. Sorry, my son is here. One sec, guys. All right, he's gone. And yeah, this is the last page that I drew, right? Besides the one that I'm drawing down. So they're just preparing some stew to take to the party and contribute to the food there. Can't wait. I want to make fan art of it. Hey, yeah, we'll love to see you, bro. New follower, Sir Jingo. I saw earlier that your video about Kodakawa manga. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Good luck for me too. Hey, thanks. But these are not the pages that I drew. I'll show you my one shot. The one that I submitted in Kodakawa. This is not it. This should be it though. She's a bit more grown up here. And I kind of recycle some of the story beats because it's a one shot, right? It's not supposed to be like a main thing. And I'm gonna change the story here. So it's with the one shot. This is the cover for the one shot. She's a lot more grown up here with shorter hair. Where's my chat? Chat. This is okay. Dang, and now I want to draw something, anything. Yeah, so this is the cover. Final Fortress is the title of my manga. And we start off here. It has a different dialogue, I just recycled this really. And this is more the explanation of the world. This page on the main storyline will be at in chapter 2, where the world is being explained. Or actually it's in the middle of chapter 1. Yeah, I remember it now. It's after the party, they all hang out and they talk about this scene here where there's this world and this barrier protecting them from the dredge. The dredge is the main enemy, right? Outside the barrier, they live the dredge. And so they all live in this protected divine lightning created by 7 thunder gods, sacrificing their life force to protect the last vestige of humanity. That's sort of how I kind of um, monologue with myself and how this happened. And Raikishi is the name of the final fortress. There's a massive fortress in the middle of the barrier. Also submitted into man. Look. The more important thing is that it's not about winning. It's about submitting something that you've actually finished from start to, you've seen it through, right? You've created something that's bigger than yourself. Even if it doesn't win, that's totally fine. And yeah, again, she's a lot older here. She's like drinking, and I wrote her here to be a little bit more wilder, a bit more out there, a bit more a Luffy, Son Goku, Naruto type. Where she's just gung ho to jump right into action. But this was my original one shot. It starts off with Virgil Village. Now I want you to remember this village, okay? Virgil Village, because we're gonna look at next a world map about the barrier. And here's Senior Nestor and here's Eldrick, which Eldrick will become a quote unquote love interest. There's a little bit of that too. um, yeah. She's a baddie now. Yeah, but she still gets who's that kid? I must tell you this that running gag that she's short. Um. Oh, thank you, baby. My bye bye, baby. My son just gave me this gift. This is Clay's. So oh crap. Sorry, give me a sec, guys. Maybe thank you, Marcos. So true. It's actually about completing something. Yeah, my village. The village is called Virgil Village. So she kind of wants to get this guy's attention because he's strong and she wants to recruit him to his group. Okay, so the main goal is to go outside the barrier. I'm not gonna reveal why, but the goal for volume one will be to recruit people to go outside the barrier, and she wants to recruit this guy. And so she get chased. This is where the action scene comes in. Jingo's a father too, bro. Yeah, I am. For 4-year old. So this is where the action scene comes in, right? She gets roped in. This rope is a bit special and a bit more foreshadowing reveal for these characters, which will become important later. Well, some of these characters, some of them are just crowd NPCs. And okay, action starts. Boom, drop kick. So she's about to get punched here, and then whack. I love this page, by the way. We're gonna read this manga. Nowhere. It's not released yet. I'm still making it. So she's like whack. She drops him, and she kind of does a spin, which pulls these two towards her, and then she does. Oh, you know what? This is the wrong sequence. So it should be this first, this page, right? She pulls them in, and then whack, double kick, and she's like standing here, all happy. And this is like a montage of her just kicking people's ass. Actually, you know what? It should be. This sequence is wrong. Oh crap! I submitted this too. I didn't even realize that. Oh no! Find her beyond the wall. Yes, yes, that's right. And the wall is the barrier. And then anyway, this is the action scene. I made the mistake with the sequencing of this just a little bit. So once she's here, she gets pulled up again, and she drops, and she's like complaining, right? Not again. And and this guy punches him, and he has like a weapon here in his fist too, and unfazed, right? And yeah, this like the explanation as to what she is, and this is why I feel like it's rushed, and why I don't really like this one shot. What I like about it is it actually gets you into the world, but the reason why it's rushed is because I shouldn't have to explain what she is, right? It should be very obvious already for the audience what she is or what she's capable of, and that's why I'm starting over again. So this page should not exist, and it should just be obvious to the audience at this point in time, right? What she is. So this is the first time I've attempted to explain my power system, and it's a pretty shitty explanation, but it's adequate enough. But this time around, I'm actually um devoting 2 pages to explain what my power system is. So again, it revolves around the runes, which is why she couldn't break these ropes a lot easier before. This page should again not exist. It should be obvious at this point what runes are, right? And here's Eldrick again, which it seems like he's following Hikari. He's just curious, Eldrick is an important character later on, and she's like kind of flirting with her a little bit, over here. And then he's like, "No way, no, 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 no." I'm kind of thinking of not having any love story shit here, but a lot of people want that too. And so she get chased again. This is another rushed sequence because I wanted them to spend a bit more time, but because I was kind of rushing things because the deadline for the competition, I kind of just had to move things along. So I created this unnecessary story beat where guards now are after her, and in my original idea, there should be more time spent here with the guards as well as Eldrick before she escapes. Maybe she fights them a little bit and there's some struggle. But I kind of just got rid of that because again, I was just rushing it. And she over here, she just runs away right away. And she does this powerful leap that she flies. She's not flying, she just leaps really high. And we cut to later on. Again, other more rushed things, right? We cut to later on, and on her camp, they just both of them just camp outside the city. They're broke as fuck. And he follows him again, and she's like, "Oh my god, why are you following me?" And just leave him alone. But later on, she gets this explanation about the quest thing. He helps them out, and she kind of gets their favor, gives them a new outfit, and yeah, and that's the end of the show. Sorry guys, that was a very long explanation. I've shown this to some of my viewers before. Oh yeah, I'm that guy that took the wind out of me. I'll be right back. Okay, give me a sec, guys. Sorry guys, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Ah, action twos. Wow. Hey, thanks. I love drawing action scenes. And guys, 8 people are watching and only 4 likes. That's okay, man. Actually, 8 people, 9 right now. 9 people watching. That's already a lot for me, man. I'm already happy with that. Not complaining. One sec. I am extremely happy with just 9 viewers because I used to get a lot less than that, right? So having 9 viewers, it's a privilege for me, man. Let's actually draw something this time instead of just copy pasting a background. Okay, that's just rough. He's in a mountain. Draw a house here. Um, 1,000 viewers, dude. I won't be able to read chat at that point, man. I'm happy where I am right at the moment. Okay, but yeah, 1,000 people would be nice. I don't even know how to handle 1,000 people, dude. Imagine 9 people standing. I don't think 9 people can fit in my room, and also 9 people standing in my room. That would be a very alarming. I think this building's too big. Make it a little bit small. Okay, bit more less angled. Something like that. Okay, perfect. Wall here, and then shrine should be here. No, I'm not gonna draw the shrine. That's fine. The house is good enough. I'm also storyboarding while I'm watching your stream. Nice, man. And creating manga, writing stories has been extremely fun. You kind of just lose yourself sometimes, you know? I find myself, I said this on one of my videos, but it's totally true. I find myself just staring at the wall like a crazy person, thinking about what story I could add to my manga, you know? What brilliant idea do I have right now that I can implement in my story? I'm gonna turn off the foreground layers for now and just draw it with this thing in mind. The ground should be somewhere here. Me too. Good way to appreciate lower viewer counts. Yeah, dude. If I get 1,000 views, I would start panicking. I don't know how to handle that. I don't even know how to how bigger streamers handle that. This is definitely not in perspective, but it's one of those things that it's good enough for me. Okay, let's draw some details here. Um, I should just have drawn this a bit different. I'm gonna draw this a bit differently. Okay, we're gonna draw a new background entity or asset, whatever, right? So let's draw a triangle first. It has to be perfect, and then we're gonna angle this up, like no, maybe no, like that. No, 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 no. Like that. Okay. Whoops. Okay, that looks good. And you guys already know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna copy paste this new building into that artwork we just did, right? Into the that page. But I just kind of want to draw something for you guys from scratch. That's why I'm doing this like this. And let's take this sketch. Where is that thing? Here, this one, right? If we paste that here and put it on an angle, does it work? Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, it totally works. Perspective. Ah, that totally works. Okay, let's continue. Almost done. I'm just adding in some like finer details. Hmm. This is just a small uh, building anyway, but it's gonna be drawn big on the page. That's why I'm spending some time with it. All right, tiles doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to imply them anyway, like this. I'm pretty sure that's not how they work, right? There's more to them. I need to be detailed about it. And later we're gonna add some darker parts, some of the blacker elements of the house, so we can look like it belongs in the manga. Because right now it looks really bland, to be honest with you. Okay, let's just do that. Starting with this thing. Oh, I love it, the baby. Say hi. Hi, wow. Dude, I'm living the life, hey. I'm the richest person in the world. My son just randomly said that he loves me and he gave me a kiss. What more can you ask for? What more can a man ask for, yeah? Nothing. All right, we're finally done with this thing, and I can finally copy paste it. Where was it? Here. That took longer than I wanted to. And I know the process is kind of boring. If we're just copy pasting, it's not really an exciting drawing, you know. Active. Boom. Uh, okay. I like that. So these are like farmlands. She lives in a farm, and she's supposed to be atop a mountain overlooking the scenario there. Okay, maybe we could also copy paste this building here. Where is that thing here? Where's that? Right there. Make that bigger. And something like that, right? Looks good. Okay. Nah, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna put all that there like that. And then white. I can't find this page. Where is it? Where is it? He's just wearing white here. Be okay. Coloring the characters now. Hmm. My YouTube is giving me an error. It says that my audio is not working. Weird. I'm pretty sure it is because I'm getting feedback from OBS that it's working. Interesting. Okay, looks good. Let's turn the background white. I'm really tempted to add gray, guys. Because this isn't really gray, it's just a half tone, right? I'm way better at shadow shading when it comes to um if I can just add gray. But I gotta charge through it. I just gotta suck it up. So why is that? Okay. Oh, fine, fine. Hmm. All right. This should be done for now. And I think I should be complete with all my pages except for page 17, which still needs obviously a lot of help. But I might just move this page for next week's batch, right? So I'm missing a page for now. Or maybe I'll have some time later on once my son sleep. I'll probably just finish this off stream. But I've been streaming for a while, guys. 2.5 hours, man. I don't normally stream this long. And we've got a lot of things done. I finished like six. One, two, three, four, five, 6 pages. For those of you who was here yesterday, I believe I did a commission page for one of my clients, and this is how far I got to that. Right, I made this door and I improved the background a little bit. I'll definitely work on the character itself a lot more too, but and that key is not going in there. It's too small. I got there's a lot of things to fix here, but again, I'll do this off stream. I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Thank you very much, everybody, for staying and streaming with me, talking to me. Appreciate it. Ink Roach, Elias, Virgil, Stay. Oh, that's why you said the name is name after you, right? I totally forgot to show you guys the world map. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll stream again tomorrow around this time. Anyway, a couple of others. Megami 24. Soul X official, of course. Kauniverse. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream now. You guys have a nice day and see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Bye bye you.